welcome back to my channel. My name is Alieshia. Hopefully you all are enjoying this adultness content. I couldn't do this without doing a mukbang. So I am eating Moe's. This is my chicken bowl. So I'm making some nachos. If y'all didn't know, this is like my favorite food. And then I have some raspberry lemonade. That's Simply Lemonade. It's real good. So yes, sorry, I need a, ooh, okay, that looks better. So I had to, talk about something on the mukbang. So if you did not know, Ashley Devana, she did a chit chat get ready with me, and it was called What I Learned in My 20s, talking about post-grad depression, dating, and a lot of like stuff like that. So I was like, of course I got to talk about that on my adultness content. So I wanted to bring it here and have a conversation with y'all about what I learned on in my 20s. I'm 26, so it'll be my early 20s, and the journey of the job search, post-grad depression, just all of that, okay? So if you did not know, I graduated with my bachelor's in 2017, University of Louisville, go Cards. Excuse me, y'all, I'm hungry. I just recorded 2 videos before this. I graduated with a liberal studies degree, which I minored in Pan-African studies and sociology. Okay? Then I graduated 2019 with a master's in higher education, student affairs. Right now, I work in higher education, but the job search and journey was long, okay? So when I graduated my bachelor's, I was like, how am I gonna get a job? Now they want you to get a master's degree. So I had to go get a master's degree. Got a master's degree. They're like, you don't have no experience. Of course not, because you just told me to get a master's degree. How do you expect me to have experience? And I feel like I wish I would have known in college that to do more internships, which I did do internships in college. It was educational internships. I didn't do internships like in undergrad. I didn't do internships that would like help me like find a job per se. I just like taught sometimes. I just like worked honestly because I was like, I need some money. So when I got to grad school, I did do some internships. That's how I studied. I took students to study abroad in Trinidad and Tobago. That was an internship, and it was free, period. And then I did a Keys internship where I did like social media. And I graduated. I applied for so many jobs. I kid you not. I heard about from like 1 or 2. 2019. I had to work literally for like $9 at a daycare because I couldn't find a job. Granted, I was living at home and I wasn't really applying like that, but I'm like, I should not be having to, I have a master's degree, I should not be getting paid $9. Then the pandemic happened, 2020. Nobody was hiring. So I was just doing DoorDash and trying to find a job here and there. I moved to Atlanta because I was like, oh, there's a lot of colleges out here. There's a lot of different things that I could do. Content creation. It was still hard to find a job though. And with that being said, I did start a job in June, if y'all saw that. June 2021, I started my job in higher education, and I'm an academic advisor. And that took like 2 years. So it's like they say go get a degree, go get a degree, and it's just like it takes so long to go get a job. And it's like, why does it take so long? Y'all don't want to tell us about resumes, y'all don't want to tell us about networking, y'all don't want to tell us about internships, y'all don't want to help prepare us. Like, it's a lot to get a job. It's a job to get a job. But then also, I also want to talk about post-grad depression, because like after, when I was like, couldn't get a job, I'm like, is it me? Is my stuff not right? Then you're moving at home with your parents, and it's just like so stressful. And they're like, why you don't got a job? You're like, well, nobody hiring, and it's not in this area. This area has more opportunities. So I come to Atlanta thinking it has more opportunities, and it's more competition. Really stressful. But then it's like when I pray and I'm like, okay, I want this job, and now I got this job. And it's also like wanting to be like, we have to learn how to live in the moment. So I'm like, okay, I asked for this job, I asked for this stuff, so let me live in the moment, let me take what I can take right now so I can get where I can get for my next level. I feel like as a generation right now, it's hard to live in the moment because we see people doing stuff on social media. We want this, then we want this next, and we don't have it, then we get it, then we don't do right with it and stuff like that. So I feel like it's a balance where we have to learn how to live in the moment, but also don't get complacent. Let me know if y'all have like a hard time trying to figure that out too. But learning that now, it's going to help me with this journey of finding a job. I'm like, oh, I want this, 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 I want this next. But it's like I can't constantly keep on chasing stuff because I won't ever live in the moment. I won't ever really enjoy it. Now, I do need some extra money, y'all, so help by subscribing to this channel. But I wish, like, knowing that, living in the moment, but also like knowing what to do, like also interning, also talking to people, also getting your resume together, because now they want your resume to look like this. So like they didn't really teach those things. So it's like I'm learning all that stuff as I go on through this process. It took me 2 years to finally land a job in my career. Now 1 year I'm gonna say it took because of the pandemic, but the other year it was just like, what is going on? Like, this is crazy. So now I'm trying to learn how to live in the moment and being an adult and trying to take everything in that I learned, but knowing that the job search process is stressful. The journey is stressful, trying to get to that next position, trying to network, trying to learn. It's all stressful. And when you don't see, like, the end goal, you're like, oh my gosh, like it can be depressing. And people don't understand it. They're like, why can't you get a job? Why can't you get a job? Well, nobody's hiring or nobody's paying enough. And it's like, I went to school, why am I only making $30,000? Why do I have to work 3 and 4 jobs to just live? Like, what is that? I don't quite understand, you know? So I feel like that is an issue. And everybody's on Facebook like, you need to do this, you need to do that. Well, who is teaching these people these things? Who is telling people this stuff? Nobody's telling nobody this stuff. You learn as you go. People think they just because they did something, it's like, oh, this is how I did this is how you can do it. You know? Everybody don't want the same. Everybody don't have some access. The job search is different for everybody, depending on what you major in, what type of connections you have, who you know, networking, all that. It's definitely different. So, I want to talk about that on my channel. Let me know how you all feel about post-grad depression. If it took you a long time to get a job, if it didn't take you a long time to get a job, things you learned, and are you living in the moment? And how are you living in the moment? I feel like right now I'm living in the moment of being able to see my fruits labor. Like, I'm taking time, I'm having fun, of course I'm working. Of course I'm like trying to build up my YouTube, trying to build up my content creation, but I'm still living in the moment. Like, I still have fun with my friends. I still try to talk to people. I still try to do stuff that's like, it's not like I'm always working, but I'm trying to work on my passion. I'm trying to travel. I'm trying to accept where I'm at, learn everything that I can learn, for my next position. So that's where I feel like I'm at. I'm only 26, so of course I learned some stuff, but I still have a lot more to learn because I'm only 26. But in my early 20s, I wish I would have learned that I should have been doing more internships. I should have been networking a little more. I could have started my content creation a lot more earlier, then I would have been probably further along, or maybe not, who knows. I don't know, but it could have been worth a try. So I feel like, not necessarily social media, but maybe your friends, you see them, maybe your friends talking about promotions, your friends are getting paid more. Social media, you do see different things, so it's kind of hard to compare yourself and stuff like that, to not compare yourself. But definitely don't compare yourself, especially if you're doing different things that other people are doing. And also just like learning to live in the moment and really taking in what you want to talk about or what you want to do, what your role is, where you want to go, how you want to navigate this adulthood. That's all I talk about, navigating adulthood, talking about how to make more money, working in your passions. So I have a whole podcast about that. It's called Millennial Thoughts. And I talk about like what I learned, in these last 26 years. I did 26 things I learned or whatever. And it's really about that, like, friends are going to come and go. People are going to be flaky. You're going to learn about dating. Horrendous. Okay, let me just tell you. You're going to learn about yourself. You're going to learn like who you are, what you do, how you move, how you want to be seen in the world, your passions, your purpose. I'm still learning about that as well. But yeah, I just think it's like, a lot that goes on after you graduate. Like, you're refining yourself. You're trying to live, you're trying to create new things. So this was like a perfect topic to talk about on adultness, because we're all adulting. I realize that I'm a millennial. I'm like the youngest millennial, so the older millennials are like, what? We've been doing this or whatever. But it's like, it's different from the different generations, and like when you're older in your 30s, when you're in your 20s. And yeah, so this could be for the younger generation. This could be for the older generation, like just living in the moment and just like trying to maximize on your time here on this earth. So I know it's kind of all over the place for this video. If you did get anything out of this video, I would love it if you like, comment, and subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video, please comment below your experience on about adulting, the job search, what you learned, if you experience post-grad depression or not. And I will talk to you all next time in the video. Peace, love, and hair grease.